That's who taught me that. We are live waiting on Marquez Valdes-Scantling, the touchdown maker of the week. Kyle, hit it. Live and in person, this is the Marquez Valdes-Scantling Show. Welcome to the show, everybody, on Game On Wisconsin. I'm your host, Jacob Westendorf. I am joined by Todd Varney. No Jimmy Christensen this week. Jimmy is out with an illness and wanted all of us to let you know that he was actually faking sick because he didn't want to spend any more time with Todd and I understand that entirely. Want to welcome everybody to the show that's been watching here. I want to let everybody know that this show is brought to you by Artec Ventures. Artec Ventures, the goal is to collaborate closely with founders throughout all the investment and fundraising stages, turning their visions into successful companies. Since 2020, Artec Ventures has helped turn great ideas into profitable businesses that make an impact on industries, communities, and beyond. For more information, visit artecventures.com. Todd, welcome to the show. This is like your fifth show of the week already, and it's only Tuesday, so congratulations on that. The busiest and most hardworking man in all of America, Todd Varney, everybody.
Busiest, maybe. Most hardworking, definitely. That's absolutely correct.
Wow. Okay. That's good to know. And more importantly, now everyone else that's important is in the show, and that makes all of one of us. The touchdown maker of the week, like I mentioned, is with us. Number 83, Marquez Valdes-Scantling. Quez.
What's going on, everybody? What's up? What's up?
Good to have you here. Welcome to the show. It's good to see you again. Happy to have you here this week, obviously. So how you feeling, first of all? Everything feeling okay? You guys doing good here on a Tuesday afternoon?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing okay. I appreciate you asking. So let's start here real quick. And I think the question that is most obvious is, how's your leg? You feeling good? Ready to run by some people this weekend?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'll be good to go.
There you have it. You've heard that first. So Todd cares most about your dogs, and I think most of the people that are watching the show care about Ace and Spade the most. So Todd, get us our Ace and Spade update, would you?
Yeah, were they happy to have you back home, as well as did you do any more food tastings with them last week?
Actually, they were happy for me to be back home. Spade's a little sick right now. He's down here at my feet. So trying to figure out what's going on with him. So he's dealing with some puppy issues, probably ate some grass or something. So he hasn't been feeling too hot. But other than that, the guys are good.
Have you noticed that, like, when you come home, they'll fake sick just to get a little bit more attention, a little bit more time with you?
No, I don't think they do that.
They get enough of that anyways?
Yeah, they definitely get enough of that.
Excellent.
So let's get into, obviously, this week. You had a bit of a big week. You mentioned last week that you hated later games, or just that everything's weird. First of all, I guess my question that comes off of that is, does that change with the time change? What's it like going through with jet lag and being, I think it's 3 hours behind when you get to San Francisco?
No, it's only 2 hours, 2-hour difference.
I'm not good with time zones.
So on our end, obviously, having a afternoon game, it doesn't affect it too much, because I think we played like at 5 o'clock over there. So obviously, you just wake up a little bit earlier. I got up at like 5 o'clock in the morning because I'm just used to getting up at 7. So just body's getting up at 5. But other than that, everything else kind of just stays the course.
What's that routine like when you're on the road? I mean, obviously, like you said, waking up a little bit earlier. I mean, do you guys have like a team breakfast or lunch, or how does that kind of work out for you guys?
If we have a morning or a noon game or 1 o'clock game, depending on where we are, we'll have meetings the night before. But if we have a night game or a later game, we'll have those meetings that following morning. So you wake up, eat breakfast, have your meetings, quick walkthrough of the plays you're going to start the game with, and then you're kind of just off your feet till game time.
And do you have to call for a late checkout, or do they just automatically get you that at the hotel?
Nah, I think they kind of just do that for us.
Well, that's good. We don't need you guys being having too many stress of getting like that. I, for one, have missed plenty of those there. So let's get into, as far as game days, I know Jimmy last year told Jamal that he wears like all the same clothes, and Jamal thought that was disgusting. But do you have any superstitions that you have once game day hits?
Nah, I don't really have like a secret walkthrough thing that I do, or like a certain song I listen to before the game. Kind of just go with the flow and however I feel. Kind of just get my body ready for the game, and that's pretty much it.
So I imagine your question during the game is the same, but Mason Crosby walks on the field to kick a game-winning field goal. Do you have anything specific that you do for moments like that? Can you not watch? Do you have to stand? Do you have to sit? Are you praying? Anything like that?
Nah, I'm not praying. It's gonna happen how it's supposed to happen. Whether it's good or bad. I don't want to put it in God's hands about what we do on the football field. I just pray that He protects us each and every game. But I don't want to have to lean on Him for a victory. I don't think that's fair. To be asking for victories and whatnot. But other than that, obviously I want to watch it. I don't want to be the last one to find out what happens. So I'd rather watch it with my own two eyes instead of looking up at the jumbotron or seeing how the crowd reacts. So.
There was a moment, I think it was just before the last offensive play, where it showed you kind of getting pulled back towards the sideline. You were barking at the guys out on the field. What was your message at that point to them? Were you just trying to line somebody up right? You're just in the moment?
Yeah, I don't even remember. I've heard a couple people talk to me about that. I don't remember.
So. I wasn't there. It wasn't me.
Awesome. Absolutely. So let's go through here a little bit. You had a couple of big plays, a couple big ones for your third game of the season here. Obviously, Kyle, hit that first clip of the touchdown here that we've got. And just kind of take us through. You're running here. It looks like a corner route off of that. So just kind of take us through what's going on. And then the ball hits you in the hands, obviously, and you're scoring a touchdown. And I dig the celebration here. I think that's my favorite part of the whole thing.
Yeah, so we had ran this play earlier. I want to say like in the first quarter or something like that, in the red zone. And they had changed the coverage and had the safety like run to the hash. And we said if we went back to it and the safety didn't move, he was going to throw me the ball. So safety kind of just stayed right in front of me. And it was kind of, didn't know what he was going to do. So I just kind of ran straight at him to kind of keep him honest, and then just beat him to the corner with speed. And then obviously and threw the greatest football I've ever caught in my life over that corner's head and made the play.
And you mentioned it was the greatest ball you ever caught. Here's the second angle of that touchdown clip right here. So it's literally like right over the cornerback's hand. I mean, a game of inches right there. I mean, obviously, but the question I had to follow up on that was, I remember there was a play 2 years ago, the season opener in Chicago, where all of Aaron's momentum is going away from where you're going. Do you remember this play? It was a 50-something yard catch that you had against Chicago in the opener.
Oh, yeah.
And he throws the ball like all the way across the field. So the throw you had on Sunday, or he had on Sunday night, is better than that one?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what makes it the best one? Was it just that it clears the cornerback's fingers by that much, or just kind of take me through that?
I scored a touchdown, so obviously anytime you score a touchdown is always better than a 50-yard gain. But obviously, that was a super, talented throw that he had, Chicago game. It was a little bit underthrown, and this one was just perfect. I think the defender even got a fingertip on it. It kind of slowed the ball down a little bit, but it still was able to get through. And, for him to get that football over that defender, just a one-of-one throw that you don't really see too often.
So I know a lot of times people are talking about, Bob Tunyon and Devontae as the red zone threats for this team. You with your size, is it something that you've been trying to work on and establish as being more of a red zone threat too? Or is that just whoever's number is called at that point in time?
I think we're all threats because anyone of us can get the ball at any time. Even I think Aaron Jones had 3 touchdowns in the red zone last week. So I think that's just more so the thing that we do on our offense. Doesn't really matter about the size or, what we can do. It's more so about the playmakers. I've seen the smallest guys go up and be red zone threats. So
was Aaron Jones okay with sharing the touchdown celebrations with you guys this week, or was he a little salty that he didn't get 3 again?
No, obviously you guys don't know Aaron Jones. He's the most selfless person on the planet. So
no, I love that story that Devontae told after the game where he says Aaron's like, yes, sir. We actually did a show with him last year, and he said that to all of us. I'm like, we're nobodies compared to you guys. So that
everyone gets that treatment. Literally everyone, doesn't matter who it is. It's the most selfless person on the planet.
Speaking of selfless, something that you talked about after the game was there was a play. They showed a play of the 40+ yard catch that you had. And you said something along the lines of like, but look at this pass protection or something like that. And obviously that offensive line on Sunday night is playing 4 guys that are pretty inexperienced in terms of NFL snaps. And they did a really good job neutralizing that front. How does their performance, especially with the run game and such, help you with your job?
Obviously anytime the O-line can protect and we can run the ball, it's always going to be a positive. So, anytime they can do that and keep Aaron Rodgers clean, we'll be able to be successful at anything that we do. So it was definitely good to see those guys go out and, perform against a really good D-line who's been getting after the quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely. Jacob mentioned that deep ball to you. I know it had been something you and Aaron have been struggling to connect on. What was that one like? Finally, seeing that ball as it's coming to you, and you're like, I'm going to get this one. We're finally connecting on a deep ball here, and then making that catch and moving on from there. What was that process kind of like for you?
Just another day in the office. Nothing out of the ordinary. We do that all the time. We just miss a couple in the games, but we're human. Contrary to popular belief, Aaron does miss some throws. So.
Not all that often, but yeah, you are right. Human's a good way to put that. Kyle, go ahead and run that clip here again for the deep ball that we've got here. So Marquez, on this play here, obviously you're playing where you're at. When at this point do you know I've got him or I've got a big play or something like that? Do you know that at the snap that you're kind of going to get the coverage that you want? What are you thinking here as this play unfolds?
So I'm reading the safeties. So obviously with Devontae Adams on the other side, they were in a too high safety look. So I knew that they weren't man on the outside with Devontae Adams because we were in reduced splits and he wasn't pressed. And so obviously with Devontae having a vertical presence up the field, he was going to attract that near safety. And all I had to do was just beat the other safety across the field.
So the question I have I don't know if you guys have heard, but the too high safety look is your guys' quote unquote kryptonite is what allegedly is said. So does that feel good, at least making a play like that to maybe quiet that concern a little bit, as if that's some new concept?
It's definitely not our kryptonite. Obviously with too high safeties, you just got to run the ball more. Obviously no one wants to let Aaron Rodgers just get back there and just throw the ball around. So that's why they get in these too high safety looks. And we got to just be able to run the ball. And so once we run the ball, it gets people out of that too high safety look and bring the safety down in the box to stop the run, and then we go past the ball.
So to start the game, Aaron, I think he hit like his first 12 passes for completions. Aaron and AJ were running the ball pretty well. Does it just get to a point offensively where you guys are just like, okay, it's all clicking today. This is the offense we're used to running compared to, early in the season, like especially that Saints game when things were just kind of clunky?
Well, we always want to, have that same standard of just being the offense that we want to be. Obviously, the first game of the season was not the standard that we set. But, as the next 2 weeks went, we definitely picked it up and started to get into a rhythm. And that's just who we want to be. So.
You guys got to be feeling pretty good coming off of 2 big wins. Obviously, of course, this win not possible without some late game heroics by the offense here. So as Kyle Juszczyk scores, you guys look at the clock and you see there's 37 seconds left. Now, you were pretty vocal on Twitter after the game and said you guys gave him any time left or something like that. Have you seen his resume? Is it just supreme confidence of, okay, we've got 37 seconds. We're going to score 3. It's just a matter of if we score 7, or, what is your confidence level as you guys are walking on the field there?
Obviously Aaron Rodgers is the greatest quarterback to ever throw a football. So, it's pretty easy to be confident in that. And like I said, his resume speaks for itself. He's done that numerous of times. I mean, for years. So with that much time, I think pretty much anything is possible. And then when you got a group full of playmakers and a great kicker, I think you can pretty much say we're going to get it majority of the time.
Do you guys practice scenarios like that? I mean, 37 seconds with no timeouts. That's hard in Madden, where the game is slanted, towards me. Whereas in the regular game, you guys are professionals playing against professionals. Is that a situation that you guys practice a bunch and run? Hey, 30 seconds, no timeouts. You got to score, go.
Yeah, we practice that probably once a week. Usually like on Thursdays or something like that. We'll get it in. And it's different situations. Sometimes we practice, end of half. Sometimes we practice end of game. No timeouts, one timeout. We need 3. We need 7. So we practice that, a good amount of times. In training camp, obviously, we do it probably every day. It's just something that is good for both sides of the ball to be able to get some good reps in at that kind of situation.
My last question about that drive specifically is somebody, I can't remember if it was the coach or if it was Aaron or if it was somebody else, but they mentioned the first play that they ran to Devontae was a play that you guys kind of made up in practice on Thursday. It was just a brand new play or something like that. How often does something like that happen where late in the week you see this concept, make a small adjustment and go?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we got a really smart group of guys. I think that everyone knows that. Obviously, you can't play in this offense without being, somewhat intelligent. And I think that we're able to go out and create some different things or make some wrinkles, here and there to kind of figure out, hey, this is going to work for us. I think this is a great addition or a great change, and we do it quite often. Obviously, with Aaron Rodgers under center, he see him, changing plays at the line of scrimmage all the time. So it's just one of those things where you got to be able to learn on the fly.
So with football season, I mean, I know we're already 3 weeks, going on 4 weeks into it now. Still just starting up though. We do have baseball, which was, your self-proclaimed best sport. You're a Rays fan. Are you paying attention to the last little bit of baseball here?
Yeah,
With the Rays making the postseason, do you get into playoff baseball?
I mean, I watch it when I can. Just saw that they won the AL East, so obviously that's always good. And like I said, I'm a big Rays fan. Obviously, that was my first sport. I grew up watching all their games. Like I said, I went to middle school across the street from the stadium, so I saw it literally all the time. So yeah, obviously I'll be involved in watching the Rays play.
Well, if they
Rays,
play the
Milwaukee.
Yankees, we're going to have to make a bet. I will let you know that if we play, it didn't go so well for me last year, but if they play the Yankees, we'll have to make some kind of friendly wager.
All right, I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
Rays, Milwaukee World Series. You guys have an off day. You're taking a trip down to American Family Field for the game. You rocking Rays gear in front of the hometown crowd?
Yeah, of course.
Perfect answer.
There you go. Okay. Well, that's always interesting. I wonder how that works because obviously you guys are very vocal. A lot of your guys are very vocal about, being Bucks fans and having gone through their championship run there. Were you at any of those games these last couple of years?
Yeah, I went to I didn't go to this final series, but I went to the series before that.
Oh, against Atlanta?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Yeah. And did you say, I mean, I know you're from Florida. Does that make you Miami fan? Well, I know I think in our first show you talked about following LeBron, but
yeah, I didn't really have a basketball team growing up. It was more so players.
Sure. Okay. So yeah, I didn't know if you had gone and seen Miami play or anything like that. But if you got players, then anytime LeBron comes to town, I assume you're at the Fiserv. So that could very well be a thing. So the question we had here, and we've had a couple come through in the chat, obviously, is after the game, it was said it was going to be a fun plane ride home. So it's a night game. It's a late night game. Is that a fun plane ride home where it's kind of raucous and rowdy, or are you guys just kind of like get me to sleep kind of thing?
No, I mean, that's kind of what the locker room's for, the plane ride. Everyone's kind of just settled down and tired, and we got 4 hours on a plane. So getting back at like 5 in the morning. So we weren't really too concerned with, being too rowdy on the plane. Everyone's kind of just sitting in their seat, ready to take off.
You playing video games
Today?
No, on the plane ride. You had the PSP, I'm sure.
Yeah, I had it, but I didn't play it on the way back.
No.
Mm-mm.
Did you read on the way out there?
No, I didn't read on the way out there. Nope. I brought the book, but I didn't read. I did some studying instead.
Okay. What book? I'm trying to keep up. I think I ordered the wrong book though.
I don't even know the name of it. It's in my bag still. I grabbed it before I left, but I don't remember the name of it.
I did Where Men Win Glory. That's what Aaron said on the Pat McAfee show was the next one for his book club, the Pat Tillman one. So if you could read that one next, I'll read that one with you.
All right.
So we've got some time here. We're getting towards the end here. Quez has got obviously a busy week and a short week for that matter with the late night game in San Francisco. So obviously, Marquez, we appreciate your time. But Kyle, go ahead and throw up our fan question that we have here. I think you mentioned this earlier, but the question was, did that last touchdown catch get tipped at all?
I'm not sure. I mean, from the video, it looked like it, but when I'm, in live action, I can't really tell. The ball, like I said, it came in really, really hot right over that defender. I actually couldn't even see the ball. That's why I had to jump up to kind of see where the ball was. And then once I jumped up, I just made the play. So.
And then we've got time, obviously, now here for one more. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that one. And they want to know your best friend or frenemy or whatever you want to call it, Kenny Clark. I mean, obviously, from what we're looking at here, it looked like he played well. What was your assessment of his play on Sunday night?
Yeah, Kenny was really dominant. Yeah, he was super dominant. Obviously, I don't think he had like crazy stats or anything like that, but he was a force right at that point of attack. Seen him a couple times just putting the center down and in front of the quarterback or the running back's face, So I think that's just a testament to who he is as a player. Obviously, he's a really good guy, a really big guy, for obvious reasons and not so obvious reasons. But yeah, he's a good guy though, good player.
Well, we will not tell him that you said anything nice about him. That'll just be between us. I promise you that. So he's Marquez Valdes-Scantling. You can catch him on Sunday, catching touchdowns against the Pittsburgh Steelers, number 83, of course, on the field, number 1, as far as I am concerned with everything like that. Marquez, appreciate you stopping by as always and look forward to you talking to you after a 3-1 start with a win over the Steelers, hopefully.
No problem, fellas. Y'all have a good one.
Awesome. Thanks, Marquez.
Thanks, Marquez. All right, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, go ahead and bring Todd up normal for me here because this is weird. There we go, much better. Thank you. Appreciate Marquez stopping by real quick. Todd, the one thing I did want to talk about, I didn't get a chance to talk with you guys last week, but it is a home game on Sunday. So that reminds me of some of our friends over at Discover Green Bay, and you were able to visit the Visitors Center there while you were there, and so was I. So I just kind of wanted to get your experience of what that was like, and I think you said something like everything has to be planned for your sister.
Yeah, she can't have any minutes in her day unscheduled. Otherwise, she has a mental breakdown and then schedules like 25 things for that 1 minute and throws everything off. So we went over there. Unfortunately, what we really wanted to do was the Haunted Green Bay Ghost Tour. They weren't running anything that day. But we were able to go over there, grabbed a couple of brochures and a magazine and flip through that to try and find stuff to do. But thankfully, she understood that it was a game day and that I wasn't going to be able to do much of anything without pacing in circles. So we did the important stuff. We put food in me. I took her for a drive. She got to look at some houses, and then I think she might have taken a nap.
Want to go through and thank a few people that have jumped through the chat. So, of course, Corey, who got our fan question, Jason Z. I'm sorry, dude. I know you've told me how to say that before, but I don't remember. I have a poor memory. Tulio, Luke Ritchie, Iowa Joe, obviously some OGs coming in through here and hanging out with us tonight, talking about MVS. But yes, Discover Green Bay, the Visitor Center. I know that it's been said that Green Bay is not a vacation destination. However, I do vacation in Green Bay, and I am not from Green Bay, so it was nice to have right around the corner from the Green Bay Distillery. You can see the stadium from where it's at, a nice little spot. They're actually building a brand new building here very soon. That should be a really nice spot. But if you're coming to Green Bay, come a day before the game, come a day after the game, hang out there, go chat with some of their people. Nick Meisner, very helpful friend of mine to help me through and just find some stuff that I didn't really know existed. It helps me find stuff for my daughter, find stuff for my family to do while I'm drooling over the stadium. There's plenty of stuff to do in Green Bay that is not just the Packers. Discover Green Bay is your go-to spot for that destination. So we're at the last segment of our show here today. We've got Predict MVS's stat line. I believe they said Jimmy won last week. Kyle, give me a thumbs up if I'm correct. Kyle's nodding. So yes, Jimmy won last week. Todd won week 1. So I am looking to get off the schneid this week. I am going to go against the Steelers. I will say 3 catches, 64 yards, and 1 touchdown for MVS. Jimmy had 5 catches for 74 yards, and Jimmy actually did get to go first, even though we have that. Todd, what do you got for us this week?
Jimmy had 5 for 64, not 74.
Reading is not my strong suit. So yes, 5 for 64 is.
And numbers are tough too. So I get that for you. That's, I think I'm going to go big for him this week. I'm going to go 4 catches, 85 and a touchdown.
85 and okay, that would be a big game, obviously, for MVS as well. So that's looking forward to a big one. The Packers play the Steelers on Sunday at 3:25 Central Time at Lambeau Field. Plenty of history there. Two of the oldest and probably the two most loyal fan bases right there, along with the Buffalo Bills, as far as just rowdy goes. Should be a lot of fun to see that and everything unfold on Sunday afternoon. Tonight, we are out of time for the MVS show, but right after this, in about a little less than an hour, the crew from Open Book will be back this week. Eli Berkovitz, Zach Jacobson, and Jen Mackey running over, and Aaron Rodgers come back. I don't know if Eli will be interested in anything like that or not. Maybe
probably
we'll talk
not,
about a few other things, but
I don't think he'll mention that at all.
It seems unlikely on that side of things. So Jen and Zach, make sure that he does mention that because it was a big part of the game. I don't know if he's going to care about that or not. But tomorrow we've got Lombardi's Bar coming up. Obviously, Dan is back. Well, allegedly. Todd, did you guys decide? Was he fired? Is Ebo in now, like full time?
We're not making that decision until we know if Jimmy's alive yet or not.
That seems like a fair point. And Jimmy, we're not quite sure. So thoughts and prayers and emotions and vibes and all those words out to
none of
little
that.
Jimmy.
None of
it. Actually, okay.
No,
Todd says none of it. And Todd actually runs this show. So none of that. We hope Jimmy is in an immense amount of pain and suffering as everything goes through here. But we hope to have him back next week, hanging out with Marquez Valdes-Scantling. And then the rest of this week, of course, catch all of our news, podcasts, everything like that. GameOnWI.com, Game On Wisconsin, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Go to our YouTube page, hit subscribe, hit that bell in the top right corner so you don't miss the MVS show or any of our other shows, and tell a friend or two. We do some really cool giveaways. We have some opportunities to do some stuff like that in the near future. So maybe if we hit 1,000 subscribers or something like that, and we're not that far away, we could do something fun. Todd, what do you think about that?
I think it's a great idea. I might be able to find something around here we can give away, but it's not worth much. But I'm sure we can come up with something better than my Thanksgiving turkey hat.
Are you kidding me? I would pay you $1,000 for that right now.
You've got my Venmo.
There we go. So there's your Thanksgiving turkey hat. We might give away something that you guys care about a little bit more. But yeah, tell your friends, like and subscribe. We look forward to seeing you guys this week and every other week. Next week, Marquez and I and Todd and Jimmy, and that was really bad grammar, we'll be back talking again, like I said, about a 3-1 start. So yes, Luke, I am happy that you were able to stay out of Facebook prison for a little while and hang out with a couple of shows. So go to your YouTube page. I think that's the best way to catch us if you've got it there. So check us out there. Thanks to producer Kyle for being on the sticks for us tonight. We appreciate you guys listening, and we'll see you next week. Kyle, take us home.